We're going to use some of the built-in functionality for importing and exporting data. To show how that works, we're going to use team members as an example. And you don't really want the GIS person operator to be sitting there inputting team member names and capturing that information. It's great to have it all in the same database. One, because we can produce task assignment forms immediately along with the assignments maps, which makes it very good to have this data there. But again, you don't want it to be managed here. You'd rather have it managed on a laptop sitting somewhere else with someone taking care of the sign-ins and accountability of team members. Within each incident, my incident here is called MapSAR training, is a documents folder. Inside the documents folder is an Excel template, and there's templates for all of these different import and export types. So we're going to play with team members. We'll open up Excel. And again, this is going to be managed elsewhere, and then you can just suck the information into the database whenever it's needed. You can update the data, you can append the data, or you can overwrite the data. So these are some people that I've added. Here's my teams. Originating team, if I care to put it in, the name of them, check-in time, and the skills that they have. If this was an export, there would also be an object ID in here, which is important. You don't touch, especially if you're going to use the update methodologies. We'll do an export after we've imported to show the difference between the two. So I will close this to make sure that it's closed before we do the import, but that's my team members in Excel. Here's my team's attribute table open. In the toolbox up here, I have an exporter and an importer. So we're going to suck in these team members. The file to import is going to be in my MapSAR training, in my documents, Excel templates, team members. Obviously, this could be anywhere. It could be coming in from a memory stick that you've given to someone else that's managing. They're saving a copy off, giving it to you. You can just import it straight away. So what table do I want to import this to? Well, it's team members, so we're going to bring it into team members. And here's the operation type. I can update values. I can append what we've got in this file to here, or I can delete everything that's in here and overwrite it. We're just going to append. So we've already got Joe Bloggs in here, but now we're going to take all those folks in Excel and append them. So now we're done, almost done. It's just updating the value lists. We've got a warning here. It's not a error message. It's just a warning message that it's passing on updating some values, which is okay. All the values have been updated in the lists, and we've also run an update. I'm not seeing anything here. I probably just need to refresh the screen. There we go. That just gave us a refresh. So now I've got all these team members brought in here. They're already assigned to teams because we've got teams in here. So now in my teams, I know I've got those folks assigned to these teams. We can also export this information so that if we need to have it updated, we can do so. We can use the exporter tool. Select the table to export from, so we're going to export team members. By default, it puts it in a folder called export within your incident and team members. So you may want to keep track of these with date and time on the end of them. For this exercise, I'm just going to leave it in export, and I'm just going to leave it with the default name of team members. There we go. That's now exported. Let's take a look at that data. The export folder. Here's our team members. Let's open that up with Excel, and we'll see the difference between the one that we did manually and then the one that's actually exported from MapSAR. The biggest difference here is the object ID. These are unique IDs which are assigned internally in the system. So this is what is used to update information. So if we're updating a person's check-in status, it'll match the object ID number internally and use that to actually do the check-in status. So even if I was updating a name, Bob to Bob Jones, when I import that, if I choose update, it's going to use these numbers. So I would recommend you do not change these numbers, otherwise you're going to have trouble when you try and do the import.